Ahoy and welcome back everyone to Jake Writes a Book. My name is Jake and I am trying to write a book. Today I want to talk to you about something specific. Specifically why the horror genre is the best genre.
Yeah, it's Halloween too, by the way.
And it's also Halloween, so I'm wearing a costume. Alright, not gonna actually wear this for the whole video, so it's gone. Halloween is nearly upon us, and that means there's no better time like the present to talk about why horror, yes, horror is the best genre, and I'm not just talking literature. I'm saying that horror is the best genre, period. Objectively, it's not my opinion. It's the truth. And why I think my opinion is the truth is because I have irreversibly connected my personality and identity to my opinions. If you say I'm wrong about what I think, I interpret that as a threat to who I am as a person. Because I'm dumb. Has anyone else realized that we're living in a bit of a horror renaissance in film lately? I mean, what is with all these modern classics coming from all these amazing filmmakers, dare I say these amazing auteurs?
Auteur?
Is that how you say it? Auteurs? I don't know. Hereditary, Get Out, The Witch, Midsommar, The Babadook, Us, The Lighthouse. Okay, that's not really a horror film, but you get it. Oh yeah, and those two little films about a group of kids facing off against an evil clown that, I don't know, grossed over $1 billion. It's a great time to be a horror fan, but why is the genre so great? Some say we evolved to enjoy horror as entertainment. In the safety of a movie theater or at home reading a book, a scary tale allows you to get close to terrors, both real and imagined, at a safe distance. You get this sort of freebie to experience danger safely so you can know how to better avoid it in the future. There's also the beast within theory as to why we enjoy horror. This theory maintains that inside all of us is actually a savage madman, completely uncivilized. This uncivilized part of ourselves actually identifies with the monsters we see on screen, and we're actually subconsciously rooting for them. Although consciously we disapprove of what the monster does, deep down, we enjoy and want to be a part of the mayhem and murder that the monster causes. I want to be the shark from Jaws. The horror genre is also related to mystery. There's a big mystery element to most horror films. We want to figure out why the supernatural is occurring. We want to find out what could possibly explain this unnatural phenomenon. The process of discovering, sort of like a detective, what the monster is, where it came from, its weaknesses. This puts us in the role of a detective, and it can be fun to start out a horror movie in the role as a detective. So some critics and writers think it's that appeal towards mystery and discovery that attracts us to horror. Another reason why horror is great and why we love it is because horror sweetens other genres. Would Stranger Things or Jurassic Park or Harry Potter be as fun and loved as they are if they didn't have those tiny sprinkles of horror throughout? The Demogorgon emerging through the walls, the first T-Rex attack in the pouring rain, the unicorn drinking blood in the Forbidden Forest. It's been a long time since I read Harry Potter, I kind of forget what happens. Horror sweetens genres by adding that extra element of danger and darkness. Horror is also the ultimate adrenaline booster too. How many people are fainting and leaving the theater after watching an action movie? Nobody, unless they have motion sickness from watching the Transformers or something. Horror makes the heart rate go up. Horror burns calories, confirmed. Horror films good for you? Also, the horror genre is fantastic because it's good to be scared. Getting accustomed to being scared is one of the best things that you can do for your own development. There's a great benefit to learning how to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Being comfortable with fear allows you to take calculated risks and engage with life more fully. Most action movies or superhero comics don't really instill feelings of fear. Usually the feelings associated with these forms of entertainment are excitement, adrenaline, thrills. Watching Iron Man snap Thanos out of existence is cool and inspiring and heroic, but it doesn't really get at that primal feeling of experiencing fear and overcoming fear, at least not for me. I don't know about you, but for me. Only good horror can do that. But above all these reasons, all these objective reasons, which certainly prove that horror is, again, objectively the best genre, there is one explanation that hits the nail on the... Horror is the best genre because it is the most truthful. But Jake, how can you say that monsters aren't real? Dinosaurs in Jurassic Park aren't real. Ghosts aren't real, Jake. Read a book, Jake. Come on, Jake. Obviously, I don't mean that the Babadook is truthful in the sense that a ghost can haunt you if you're depressed. But the Babadook is incredibly and fearlessly truthful when it dramatizes how grief, depression, and despair can invade your life and haunt you. When we are told that you can't get rid of the Babadook, we are being told that you can't kill or ignore your grief. You have to find the courage to address it. Right now, I am writing a horror novel called The Switchers. It's about a small family of 4 that is forced to live with their neighbors during a quarantine situation where there are monsters outside that are forcing people to stay indoors. What I am trying to do as a writer with The Switchers is what I believe all good horror stories do. A good story tells you the truth in the hopes of improving your life while mixing in fantastical elements to keep you entertained. Horror is the best vehicle to tell these stories. It perfectly mixes this harsh truth-telling and really spooky, otherworldly elements that keep us engaged. The truth of good horror is that it's okay to be afraid. In fact, you should be afraid. From existential threats to physical dangers to emotional damage, there are things in our world that are frightening that can and do wipe people out, good and bad alike. Horror, a lot of the times when it's good, shows this. You can be a crummy, corrupt, evil, jerk teenager in a movie and be killed off by the killer in the woods. Or you can also be a 6-year-old boy out playing with a paper boat who gets murdered by a clown monster. Again, it's not about being realistic, it's about being truthful in a more metaphysical sense. Good horror doesn't lie to us about the harshness of reality. But what good horror also teaches us is that we can fight back against the fear by being braver than the monsters under the bed or in the head. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and to do something that scares you now and again. Keep reading, keep writing, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, and those 2 little films about a group of kids facing off against an evil clown that, I don't know, grossed over $1 billion. $1 billion?
They gave us 0.01% of that we could actually do sad.